All right, everybody, welcome to Dom's Den, our first official round table with our special guest, Tank Sinatra.
Hey,
Hey, easy there.
welcome to the den.
How you
Brought us
doing?
some really nice cigars.
Some really nice Cheez-Its.
Yep. So, Tank, thanks for making the schlep.
No problem. My pleasure. That's schlep backwards, by the way.
It's good. It's good.
It's rearranged.
It's close.
It's weird.
It's close. It's in the
Close
ballpark.
enough.
It's different.
How did this come about? Like, where did this? Please, at what point did Tank and Dom get into contact?
I'll do a little introduction. I think a lot of people think me and Tank look alike.
I don't see it.
And we connected via, I think it was Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And we said, maybe we should do something. So we're working out some ideas and stuff. And so he's creating memes with me and Michael Chiklis and like bobbleheads. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is crazy. And so here we are. And I have, I wanted to get him down here, and I like this kind of this setup where we could just shoot the shit, and it's not you. I think you're the first person actually in the den,
It's the first guy.
He's the
Other than us.
Right?
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah, everything has been Zoom, and are you vaccinated?
Yeah.
Kidding.
What's the right answer?
All right. Round table's over.
I'm protected.
You got your Pfizer shot?
Well, you been jabbed or what?
Yeah.
Well, I've had it, and I had it early, and I have the antibodies.
Really?
So, yeah. And I'm
How was
strong.
that? You had a mild case, bad case?
I had a largely mild case, except for like 10 hours of pretty intense symptoms, which is very weird. It was like
When you had COVID?
when I had COVID.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was. You're married,
No.
whatever, something. You gotta.
I got a situation
You
going
gotta
on.
SO.
Significant.
It's a common law marriage.
So you know how it is when you're with somebody, you fight sometimes over dumb stuff. So I was putting my son to bed, and I say to my wife, I say, hey, I think something's burning. Are you cooking something? And she goes, no, I'm not cooking anything. Already with like a little attitude. I was like, all right, well, I fucking smell something, so I think you are, but all right. So like a minute goes by, and I say, hey, whatever you're cooking, it's burning. So look into it. So she goes, I'm not cooking anything. So I walk out there, and my wife is standing like fucking Pigpen in a cloud of smoke by the microwave. So in her mind, she wasn't cooking, but she was microwaving a neck warmer. So I pull her to the side, not violently, I just say, hey, come here for a second. I want you to see what I see. It's like when you're in fog, you can't see the cloud, like it's just
Right.
you're in it. I say, do you see that? I say, you don't smell that. You don't smell that at all. She goes, no, I didn't smell it at all. I say, you didn't smell it a little bit. 1%? She goes, honey, I didn't smell it. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, you didn't smell it. So long story short, she lost her sense of smell completely, like a fucking 100%. 2 days later, I had no sense of smell. That was the only symptom I had. I had no cough, I had no fever, no nothing.
She a good cook?
Yes.
That was a delayed
Edit.
response.
Yes. Just put the yes.
Let's say lost of taste could have worked towards your advantage there.
She's a good cook when she wants to. I don't think she likes cooking that much. I like cooking.
Hey, not everybody's a cooker.
Exactly.
I'm an eater.
But then one morning I woke up at like 2 a.m. So I went to bed. I had a fever for like 30 minutes. And I went to bed and I was like, this is either the sickness leaving my body or this is it settling in. Either way, like, we'll see what happens. So I woke up at 2 a.m. and I felt like my lungs were wrapped in barbed wire. And like for like 2 weeks, we were like, they're making too big of a deal of this. And I was like, this is nothing. This is not a big deal. And then I woke up. I was like, oh, this is what they're trying to keep people from getting. This sucks.
Yeah.
But I went to the doctor that day at like noon, and it was gone. The doctor was like, here's an inhaler. Just watch it. And I didn't get a test because it was like March 15th, March 18th. They had no tests. I was like, he's like, do you want a test? I was like, do you have tests? He's like, you know, kind of.
They had tests back then. They were beautiful. They were beautiful, the tests.
Yeah, they were. It was an 18-inch harpoon that got stuck in your nose.
Right.
I was like, am I going to go to the hospital if I test positive? He goes, no. I was like, then save it for someone who needs it. Really, I didn't want that thing shoved in my nose.
I think I might have had it.
Yeah.
I didn't get an antibody test. I just got my first shot last week. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get my second shot.
Hey, you got a shot.
Hey, I got the shot.
Did you feel any pain in the injection site?
No, I was doing stuff around the house. I went and got the shots, and then I did start feeling a little tired, a little bit of a
You
headache,
just go to sleep.
and then
Yeah, it's good.
But I got to be honest,
You
man.
didn't
I'm a
get
little
the-
worried about the second shot.
Now
Second
you'll be
one's a
fine.
little
Yeah.
bit more.
I'm a little worried
Yeah,
about it.
second one's a
I
little
told you,
bit
Because-
follow my regimen. 4 IPAs a night.
Yeah,
No
you know,
side effects.
but I never reacted well to the flu shot.
It's on record.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. And
The entire world and Egypt. Where we're
that's
actually-
how
we're the number
important
6
it
show
is.
in
It
Egypt.
is important.
But
So how long did it take to clear it?
My sense of smell is still fucked up.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I only knew that I had antibodies because I donate blood, and they sent me a letter, and they said that I had antibodies.
I don't think that matters anymore. I think I know a few people that got COVID twice.
My daughter had it twice. My stepdaughter.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
But,
Right.
I mean,
How old is
I
she?
don't know. She's 14.
So she didn't get a big reaction from it, did she?
Well, it's funny because someone was like, I think, was it you I was talking to?
When she came home
When
and you're
she-
like, my daughter just got it again.
It was you. Me, I don't know who I said this to, but they were like, "Oh man, that sucks. Your stepdaughter got it," and you were like, someone was like, "Are you worried? Are you gonna go get tested?" I was like, "No, I haven't seen her in weeks." And they were like, "Oh, she doesn't live with you?" I was like, "No, she just doesn't come out of her room." And I was like, but I think that really did save me because I went and got tested. I was negative.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like she really doesn't come out of her room that much. She's a
Shouldn't.
teenager.
If she had it, she should be quarantined.
Well, she's a teenager, so she doesn't. But then when she was quarantined, she really didn't. She was wearing a mask around the house when she came out to get food or whatever. Everyone had a mask.
Pat's got a teenager. We have
Oh,
to
man.
we have to
I
summon
don't know.
him from his quarters.
It's
when we
like
go to the
days.
house.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He hasn't seen it. He sees him once a week. Hey.
Now imagine this. I think
What's
about
up,
this a
Norm?
lot. You remember getting picked up from school? Were you embarrassed by your parents at all, or no? So I don't remember if I was or not, but I know that it's a thing that kids get embarrassed by their parents. Imagine your dad or your mom showing up on the For You page of TikTok. How embarrassing that must be.
Oh, that's good. Now that's great. That's
It's
good.
another level.
I
another level.
think
A
about
social
that
media
sometimes.
embarrassment. That's
Oh
great.
my god. Me telling a story about how I got
world
blocked by
stage.
Kylie Jenner
Oh.
for fucking making a stupid comment
Yes.
or something.
I know deep down inside
Really?
she's proud.
Yeah.
You have a lot more power than the dad who just wears funny costumes when the kid's bus rolls up in front of the house. You have a lot more power in the social media world. To
I
embarrass the
think
kids.
she probably flexes it when she needs to or when she wants to, and then other times it's embarrassing.
That's great.
So how did it start? How did this social media empire?
It started a long time ago.
When was Tank
Yeah.
Sinatra
Yeah.
invented? What happened here?
the long version? I'll give you the medium version.
Medium is good.
So, I had a blog in 2003 called. Oh, it's so stupid. I don't even want to tell you the name.
Now you have to.
Yeah, now I have
What else were you doing in 2003?
in 2003. So I was on the internet a lot, in like Friendster, AOL. I was just fascinated by the internet. I was like, I can talk to somebody somewhere else in the world with my fingers. It was just amazing to me. So I was on Friendster, which was a website before MySpace. It never took off. Then I was on MySpace. Then I had a blog called Insight is Never 2020. I made that when I got sober, just because my brain was fried and so bursting with like real like low level revelation stuff, but like things that I thought were important. So I was writing. Then I had a website called jzfordummies.com where I would decode his lyrics, and I thought that was important.
I like that. I like that. I could do that.
I love that. Decoding.
Then in 2012, I had a website called ifoundmoneytoday.com, and that was actually based off an interaction with my stepdaughter. When you ever hear somebody tell a story, and then the way to fix a bad story is you say, "Oh, and then I found $20." You ever hear that phrase?
Yeah.
So it's like a thing. Like if you're telling a story and it sucks, you just say, "Oh, and then I found $20,"
And then it's good.
and then it's a good story.
They win.
And my stepdaughter, I was supposed to give her $5 because she cleaned her room or something like that. She did something she was supposed to do, and I remembered she was in the back seat. I'll never forget it. I go, "Oh, Liana, you know what? I owe you $5 because you cleaned your room," and she like freaked out. She doesn't have any money. She's 7 or whatever she is at the time. She's like, "Oh my God, you're gonna give me $5?" So I was like, "Holy shit, that's exciting!" And I just forgot how exciting money was for people. So in December of 2011, going into 2012, I was working in Manhattan, and I left $5 once in a Dunkin' Donuts bathroom, and I took a picture of it, and I wrote a little story about where it was. It was on like 37th and 7th, and I was like, "Here's how many people are in the store. This is what's going on. This is what time of day it was." And then I made a website for it. I posted the picture, wrote the article. And then I did it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and I did it for like a month or two, and then I won a Webby Award for that.
Wow.
Which is like the awards
Yeah.
for the internet. So that was like the first bit of success I had on the internet. Sadly, I let that die, but I didn't really know what I had. So anyway, Tank Sinatra was born in 2015.
Before you, what was your career before?
Career. I don't know career.
What was your
I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I had
Yeah.
70 jobs in
Yeah.
my lifetime. I had so many jobs. Some jobs I kept for a day, some jobs I had for 2 weeks, some for 5 years, some for less, but I never had.
Why do you
a
think
career.
that is? Just because it didn't allow you to be. Obviously, you're
Creative.
very creative.
Yeah,
It sucks when you're in a job and you can't
Yeah.
create.
It's
You
very
have to,
difficult.
Like, produce widgets.
Very
Yeah.
difficult.
Sucks.
I was a waiter. I liked sales because sales allowed me to be creative. Because sales, like I couldn't like interactions that are too short, like a cashier or something like that. I can't do that. I need more time with people.
Yeah.
So like when I was selling fence, that was good because I was with people for like a half an hour to 45 minutes, but it wasn't like 3 hours. 3 hours is too long. You know what I mean? I can't be with someone in an office for 8 hours. It's too much time with
A little
you.
too clerical for you.
It's too much time with you, Sandy. Fucking, I don't want to be with you for that long.
Only time you can spend 3 hours with a customer is if you're bartending, because they just keep getting lubricated.
Different
They keep getting
environment.
lubricated.
Different environment.
But you're also not spending 3 hours with that one customer. You're spending
Yeah.
3 minutes with them, and then 3 minutes with this one, 3 minutes with this one. You're jumping back and
Right.
forth. So it's like good.
It still allows you to be creative
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
bartender.
exactly. You always have an out.
You know
Just walk away for a
who
second.
you know bartenders who are just doing it to get through school, and then other ones who look at it as a career.
Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, there's only been one waiter I knew who was a successful career waiter. Guy worked hard, saved his money. He worked at the Windows on the World. He that guy retired from waiting tables.
Yeah.
For real.
You get good gigs. You can parlay that.
He saved millions of dollars and invested and saved. Married a woman who had she was a custodian at a school. She had a pension. He retired from the service industry, and he never was a manager.
He's in the service industry Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's so
crazy.
Truly,
That's rare.
I worked with him at Prime in Huntington. He was service industry Hall of Fame.
So it was easy for you to leave whatever job you were doing.
Well, he wasn't.
to
So it was
chase it.
2012, you said, right?
No,
2015, he started Tank.
2015. And it wasn't that easy because it was the third time that I went back to this fence company. It was a fence company in Long Island called Victorian Fence. My friend Joe owns it. And I had left him once to go work for a cleaning company. doing sales. Miserable, dude. Miserable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Door-to-door sales in Manhattan. Bro.
I could never do that.
I mean, not you walk into the lobby, the doorman says no.
The cold calls.
Cold calls is even worse.
Nightmare.
And it's not even a fun cold call. It's like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, who's cleaning your toilets? Get the fuck out of here. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to see you. It's not a fun cold call at all.
They get that all day long. People
All
walk
day
in
long.
and they're just fucking done. The second they see you, they're done with it.
And you know that going in.
Yeah.
It's your copiers, your paper. It's like, it's not a sexy thing at all.
The rejection.
Rejection is
Demoralizing.
fine,
But
but
it's
if
not
it was...
even that.
It's,
Yeah.
you don't even get a shot. They didn't let you talk. You walk in and they throw you out right away. Like that's
And you're not even. You don't really believe what
It's a
you're
thankless
selling.
job.
You don't
Yeah.
believe what you're selling.
That's the
They
problem.
Know that.
You don't care about what you're selling. That's the real problem. The problem is that you don't care who's cleaning their toilets either. You don't even know who's going to be cleaning their toilets. It's going to be some guy who the operations manager sends to them. You don't even know who it is.
Did they have a script for you guys? That
No,
had to,
you don't
like,
even get
loosely-
into it. Okay, bye.
Get out of here.
No, but I mean the sales pitch.
No, you never. It was like
So you never even get that far.
So there was pre 9/11 sales and there was post 9/11 sales, and there was two guys there who were pre 9/11, and then me who was post 9/11. And the pre 9/11 guys did great because they had relationships with office managers and building managers and supers and all that kind of stuff. I just never made it. So I went back to the fence company. Then I left the fence company to move to California because I had saved $10,000 and I was fucking set. I was just gonna move to California. I had infinite money.
yeah.
10K.
Until it runs out.
It ran out by the time I got to California.
You go broke.
Bro, I mean, I took 2 weeks to drive across country. I got there, I had like $3,000.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened?
I bet that was a good time.
It was a great time.
That's the way to do it.
That, I always say, not to, this is in no way meant to disrespect what happened on 9/11, but that was the second most patriotic I ever felt was when I finished that cross-country trip. The first most patriotic I felt was the Friday after 9/11 when I drove down the BQE and I saw all the people outside because I was coming back from Maryland. The second most patriotic was after that trip.
Because you got to experience the entire country.
You don't know how beautiful this country is
Yeah.
until you've done a cross-country trip.
Yeah.
I've done it 5-6 times.
It's it's
I didn't
staggering.
fly. I never used to fly.
Dom had flying issues.
Every time I had to get, I remember.
Also-
I got one for you. I took the train to Los Angeles.
There's a train that goes to Los Angeles?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah.
It's not a bullet train.
Is it
Twice.
steam?
Yeah. He had to shovel the coal.
And,
He paid half price to
yeah, it goes New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. Union Station in Los Angeles, and the job worked 2 days, and it took me 4 days to get there,
That's great.
and then 4 days to get back.
All that to avoid
Yeah.
getting into the flying cylinder.
Like, nah, I don't want to fly. You know, I never used to fly. I always used to drive. I would drive to Arizona, Florida, wherever the gig was.
Why?
Was it-
I don't know. I just I had a
Was there
hard
an
time
incident?
flying, man.
was
It
there-
just flying.
We've never covered this.
hurts me.
The
Was there
actual
an incident that happened? Something because something happened to me on a plane.
No, I to be perfectly honest, I don't think I like being cooped up like that for that amount of time with people I don't know.
Even with like Xanax.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Damn it, I'm a freaking owl on the plane.
You can't.
I've taken everything,
You can't
and I'm the
sleep.
only one awake.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me take the red eye. I'm the only one up.
Yeah.
I'm looking around. Everybody's like this. They
red
got
eye,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
See, I love.
As somebody like that, a red eye is like hell.
The worst.
Well, I figured I could sleep.
No, you
No,
can't.
you won't sleep.
No. Well, I know that now.
I take the.
I need the window seat.
The
I
flight is
can't
like.
fly if I'm there.
Yeah,
if
I
I don't
like
have
the
the
aisle.
window.
I treat the flight like a social event. You know, it's like I start drinking in the airport, and then I keep,
Yeah, but I
continue
can't
to
do
drink off
that
the plane.
because sometimes I'm taking a flight, and as soon as I get off the plane, I have to have a wardrobe fitting, and then I'm going straight to work.
That's aggressive.
So I can't do that. Other times I can, but it doesn't matter. It's just an uncomfortable feeling
So
for me.
turbulence. Is
Wait,
not
do you
your
have
friend.
like
And
general?
it hurts me. It physically hurts me.
Well, the pressure
Fine.
hurts.
Did you watch Nate Bargatze's comedy special? Do you know what that is? He reminded me, we went to Disneyland 2 years ago. And we were on the Finding Nemo ride. I don't have claustrophobia that I know of. When they fucking clanked down that cap on that ride, have you ever been there before? Disneyland?
No.
You'd fuck, bro, don't even do it. Don't
Yeah,
fuck
they have their own currency. You don't want any part of that.
No.
You get into this ride, and I'm in there with my
Their own
kids.
currency.
And you're a
Fucking
big
Disney
guy.
dollars.
He
Get
talks
out of
about having this moment on a ride in Disneyland. I forget which ride he had it on, but I had it on this one. And I'm in there with my family, and the guy next to me goes, statistically, this is the ride you're most likely to die on because it's underwater. And as soon as he said that, my body locked up, and it's Ellen's voice going, "Just keep swimming," and I'm like, I couldn't. My face was this close to the thing. I had people on either side of me. I didn't enjoy even a millisecond of the ride.
No.
I almost
You in
asked to
your
get
head,
off.
You know? They
My
rent
son's
the
like-
space in your head?
Oh, bro, yeah, it was not good at
Yeah,
all.
not good.
So
I've
I
been
get
there,
that.
I know.
I understand that feeling of being, and you're in the air. In a plane, you're like
That's-
in the air. You can't
leave.
get off.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen to me. I hope I don't develop a new problem. I
Tom,
got
you ever
enough
get an
problems.
MRI?
Life's all about developing
Have you ever
new
had
problems.
an MRI? That doesn't bother you?
Because you
So
can
you're not-
scooch out if you gotta,
He doesn't like being out of control, too. You're locked in and you have no control.
Exactly.
This is like a therapy session.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
So 2015 happens.
Memes are
Tank
deep.
Sinatra is born.
Get off
Yeah.
fire, right?
Memes are deep. They're deep business. So okay. So yes, to go back to the career thing, I always had a job, but I always had a side creative venture, but nothing ever took off.
Right.
So one day, a couple of things took off. Like the Webby Award was big, but I didn't turn it into anything. I had a couple of memes that I made on Reddit hit the front page, which just means that they did well on Reddit. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay, so they hit the front page. They went viral for a day or two or whatever it was. But like you can't convert that into anything. So one day, I'm on Instagram. I follow the fat Jewish, fuck Jerry, girl with no job. All these, there's 5 pages that post memes at this time. And I already feel like I'm too late to the game, right? So I email the fat Jewish and I say, hey, I saw you just posted something that I just saw on Reddit. What if I sent you stuff? Took that off your plate. You don't have to find anything anymore, right? This is before everything with him. So he emails me back and he says, that would be great. I have all this shit going on. I got, blah, 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 blah. So I sent him a bunch of stuff. He goes, you could do this every day? I go, I could do this every hour. Right? So
Did you say it like that?
in the email, but I did say that was the tone.
Did you cap?
Yes.
Realize I can do that every hour.
I figured out how to italicize it in the email. Yeah. So I started sending him stuff, but then I started making my own memes also. So once I started, and then he started fucking reposting me like crazy. So he was in the middle of all this thing with stealing people's shit, and I was benefiting from him reposting my stuff, and people were coming at him, and I was like, he stole one of your memes. Make more memes, bro. You're fucking hanging your hat. You're hanging your whole career on one joke. Make another joke. You know what I mean? You can't, I don't know, that whole thing was really bothersome to me because he helped me out so much.
Right.
But that's besides the point. So the bottom line is I just fucking never stopped. Never stopped. Even when he stopped reposting me and I was like, fuck, what do I do?
Here's the thing.
Wait.
Here's the thing. Is interesting.
Why did he stop reposting?
I think he just, at that point, he was already getting put through the ringer. And I think he was just jaded on the whole meme situation. I think he was just I think at that point he was kind of done posting memes. And he doesn't really post anymore.
Really?
He got his rosé company. He sold it to Anheuser-Busch. He's good.
Yeah.
Dom,
his
you know,
rosé
Dom
company?
makes
Yeah.
his own rosé.
I saw something. Yeah. Yeah, he had a rosé company. Sold it to Anheuser-Busch. Babe Rosé.
Wow.
He has his own grapes, or
I don't know the inner
or
workings
he does
of
his
it.
own blend.
That's too much information for me. I don't know.
Now here's the thing. You're
I just
talking
know
about,
that he.
We're talking about your climb from the beginning to this whole social media empire that you're kind of creating on
Yeah.
your own, and then it's like I'm looking at something a few weeks ago and I see who is it, Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, and then the guy from Instagram. What's his name?
Adam
yeah.
Masseri.
They're having a Zoom meeting and they fucking bring Tank in. Start talking about shit. I'm like, I was talking
How
about
was
phone,
that? Yeah.
and all of a sudden I see Tank on this Zoom meeting with these two guys. Like, this is hysterical.
Yeah. You know what it is, Dom? It's been your career. You've had a long career so far, right? Would you say there's been one big break?
A few.
A few, yeah. There's been a lot of big breaks, probably. Little breaks, medium
I
breaks.
kind of don't. I don't really look at it that way. I kind of look. Okay, a big break would be me not having to have a part-time job.
Hey, you just never stop working.
But that took 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you just can't. I learned somewhere along the way that the little victories gotta mean something.
It always means something.
True.
Yeah, the little victories, like, I remember.
Tank, even the losses mean something. I mean,
Yeah, because the losses point
Some
you in
of
the
them.
right you in the right direction.
yeah.
But the little victories is what
Yeah.
are the little building blocks for your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just kind of let you know that you're heading in the right direction and that you're on the right path.
And that you did something well.
Exactly.
You know, I think it's
Like you get invited back
more
somewhere.
important than anything else. It's that, shit, I did something well. I completed something.
Yeah.
You know, it's an up and down business, man.
Well,
Tough.
you gotta take a win wherever you can get it, man. You gotta take a win and just get all those wins going. I tried to explain that to my kids, in baseball terms. I'm like, if you fail 7 out of 10 times in baseball, you're in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? It's all about taking that strikeout and not bringing it out with you the next at bat.
Yeah, some
You gotta
days,
keep going.
some days you're 0 for 4, some days you're 4 for 4. That's just the way
That's
it
how
is.
it goes.
And I can't tell you how many times I wanted a part or something like that, and I didn't get it. And I'm
Oh,
fucking devastated.
Yeah.
You know.
as long as you don't let
And,
that linger. That's the big thing. Don't let the bad.
But
days
there's
linger.
also, I can understand why people would get frustrated, because there's also this whole political side to everything. You understand? There are people who play favorites. There's who, you never know. Here's my thing, and I don't know if it's because I'm a skeptic, just because of who I am. But you want to know that you're being taken seriously. And early on in my career, I didn't feel that. So whether that made me work harder or whether that made me keep people at a distance, keep it just about the work.
Yeah.
And but
It all contributes.
everybody has a different road.
No.
You know, some people come out of drama school, have an agent because they did some plays. That wasn't my case.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, that wasn't my case.
from that career.
No.
Yeah, but
No.
you've done well for yourself. Do you think you'll ever be secure or no? Like do you? I heard you say in the Jimmy podcast that you still got to dance for your dinner, right?
Sing and dance for my food, yeah.
Sing and dance for your food. Do you see that as a negative or a positive? When you say that, how do you mean it?
I could understand somebody wanting me to read for something that could potentially be outside of the box. But then there are times where, you feel like people just have to justify their jobs. And it's like, yeah, you got to come in, you got to read for this. But you're like, well,
Watch.
you
my-
feel like
yeah.
you either want me or you don't. You know what I could do, or what you think I can't do.
Yeah.
Right. Now, when you think I can't do something and you want to see if I'm capable of doing it,
Yeah.
then yeah, put me. Look, I have no problem swinging the bat. Because I aim for over the fences all the time.
Yeah.
And you're not going to hit the ball if you don't swing the bat. So,
That's it.
but we actually talked to Jerry Ferrara about this, and look, you got to be in the game, you got to play the game, and will I ever be forgotten? Probably not.
Yeah. I don't think
Probably
that's a
not.
bad thing.
No, because I think it's when you lose that fear, right? Even for me, acting, if I have a gig, no matter how many times I do it, it's like talking to a boxer. It's like if you ever hear Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's like, well, before I go in the ring, you don't see it, but I have those butterflies a little bit,
Yeah.
and it's still the same way with me.
Yeah.
My fear is not being prepared. I don't mind if I stumble a line. I don't mind if I do that. But half-assing it and not preparing, that's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Over prepare.
Yeah, but I like to prepare enough to know where my boundaries are and to be able to play in case things get switched up. But say I'm like, I'm not really looking at this material, and I kind of half-ass, and I don't dedicate an hour, 2 hours to looking at the material every day.
Yeah.
When I was doing a show and I was a regular on a show, I was a script ahead.
Wow.
So when I was shooting a certain episode, I was actually learning the lines for the following episode.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Yeah.
Other people don't have to do that. They're just talented in a different way.
Did you
Me,
have,
it never come. First of all, I'm dyslexic, so it takes me longer to read. It takes me. I have to decode everything first. You see, when I reline, you see me pause because I'm decoding.
Yeah, but it's funny.
I do that all the time.
You deal with the dyslexia, but your power of memory is impressive because you have to memorize all those lines.
I would do a table read. We did a table read, and I would act like I'm reading it, just to be like everybody
have it
else.
memorized?
But I have to have it memorized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't read anything cold. I have to decode it. I have to trick my brain a little bit, saying, that's not what it is. It's this. That don't make sense. Well, now when I go through it, I know it.
Yeah.
Takes time. Takes a lot of time.
Did you have jobs before you started acting?
Tons.
Like
Well, hold on.
hourly?
This is interesting that you say that because we touched on this already, and this is one of my roundtable topics. Because my first roundtable. My first round. Hey, calm it down now. My first roundtable question is aside from everyone else's career they're in now, the worst job they've ever had.
Oh, okay.
Well, just real quick.
Go ahead.
Because one of the reasons I ask, especially because certain people who don't have, like a lot of times people will say to me on the internet, get a real job, Tank. And it's like you
that?
fucking idiot. You think it's not a real job. Yeah, of course.
Get a real job, Tank.
Yeah. Well, that's how I read it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's because they're pissed that you're making a little bit of money doing something
When
fun.
you refer,
You go,
notice
I'm making a lot of fucking money.
when he refers to somebody else saying something to him, you use that particular voice.
Oh, yeah, always. Even if it's a girl.
Do you ever see the? Sorry to go off topic, but did
we
you
on
ever?
topic?
No. Did you ever see the kid stays in the picture? The Robert Evans documentary. You know who Robert Evans is?
Bob Evans, like the Cracker Barrel?
No, Bob Evans. He produced The Godfather, Paramount.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So if you watch this documentary, every time he's like, "Yeah, I was having a conversation with this other guy, this producer," and he would try to do that guy's voice, and that's what it kind of reminds me of. So he does. So he was Steve McQueen. He was talking about Steve McQueen's wife at that time.
He had a few.
Yeah, but Robert Evans was married. Robert Evans was married to her, and they were off doing a movie. And he goes, he goes, "How could I have been so fucking stupid? She was with McQueen."
You're never gonna live up to that. That's good.
By the way, speaking of topics, you got to see some of the topics.
All right, go ahead.
Written down.
Where you go?
Wait, hold on,
Let's
real quick.
Oh,
We got a thing.
So get a real job, because this is I want to. This is something that I try to talk about a lot, or I talk to people about a lot. They don't think it's a real job unless you're overworked, underpaid, and you hate it, right? And when I was a kid or younger, I used to get paid hourly wages, right? And I was of the mindset that I wanted to get paid, let's say $8 an hour on the hour, no matter what, whether I produced or not. And when I switched from that to having no hourly rate wages whatsoever, it's unnerving and it's unsettling. Sometimes my stomach hurts because I have kids and a family, but it's like I don't ever feel secure. So I wonder, at what point do you feel secure? Like, we're looking for a new house right now, and I'm like, I'm not ready to buy a new house, but you're never ready to buy a new house.
Yeah.
If you don't have a salary, but even if you have a salary now in 2021, it doesn't matter where you work. You could you could have your head chopped off tomorrow.
exactly.
Unless you're in a union of some sort, but even then, the unions now are not like they used to be.
No.
You get laid off, there's nothing they can do. Like it's just, I don't know, man. It's a crazy time right now. There's no security anywhere.
So you're saying bring back the mafia?
Bring back the mafia. Let's start it. Let's do
Let's start
Irish Italian split.
All right.
All right.
So segue. Worst job ever.
Wait.
We'll start with.
No.
We gotta cut. No,
Yeah, we gotta cut this. We gotta go through this
cut a
pretty
little
quick.
bit.
Let me
We
get
gotta
it.
shoot that thing.
All right, quick. Worst job ever. Tank, you start. Worst job.
The worst job I think I ever had was, I don't know. Probably, it's a mix because I was a landscaper when I was 14.
Great job.
I got paid $4 an hour.
Yeah.
And I worked for 1 week. I was supposed to work the whole summer. And
And then you had allergies.
I had allergies. I worked for 1 week. I remember going to pick up my paycheck. It was $160. I remember looking at it and feeling rich. I remember I was like, oh my God, I have $160. I can't believe it.
Man.
This is the most money I've ever had in my entire life. So it was a miserable, miserable job. I had to be at the yard at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
But when I picked up that money, I felt rich.
Yeah.
So best and worst, but more worst.
Dom.
Car salesman.
Oh. You hated that job.
Fucking hated that job. Hated everything about that business.
Oh yeah.
I was a stockbroker.
That's
What about you guys?
I was a stockbroker in Long Island. They trained us in 6 months to get our Series 7.
Penny stocks?
No, do you ever see that movie Boiler Room?
Penny stocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, penny stock. You ever see Boiler Room? That was
Yeah.
us. That was exactly. I hated that
I was a
job.
stockbroker for 2 days too.
Yeah. I got my Series 7 and got the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
It was terrible. Speaking
yeah.
of cold call, we would call like 200-300 people a day.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
And just click, click, click. And then you get the one sucker and you hand them off to the other guy and he sells them the stock. And yeah, terrible.
That's
job.
amazing. I had one of them sales jobs for like 2 days. It was this group in LA. They were called Tag. It was the ad group. And I went in, because I was between jobs, and I went in for an interview, and they brought me out with this little guy. He was like 5'2", and he's like, you'll be his sidekick for the day. And we went into all these stores. Like you said, you walk in, and right away they look at you in your suits, and they're like, oh my God, what are these assholes going to sell us right now? And he would walk in, and I'm just there trying to like supposedly learn from him. And he would walk in, and I remember he walked into this one place, and he walks up, and they're looking at him, and they're like, "What do you want?" And he says nothing. He goes, "Watch me." And he walks up, and there's like a tin of Red Vines, like Twizzlers, on the desk. And he walks up, he pulls one out, and he just starts chewing it. And he goes, "What's your story?" And I'm like, is this little man trying to play it so cool, or he's just gonna eat Red Vines in front of these people? And they're like, "What do you sell?" And he's like, "What are you buying?" And the security was there. They made one phone call. The security was there. We walk out. He goes, "We'll get the next one." And I'm like, we went back to the headquarters. There's this one guy who's like kind of like the leader in Boiler Room, where he's like the motivational speaker. Dude, all these people lined up. They lined up in a circle, and each one of them said how much sales they did that day, which was usually nothing. And they ran around the circle as everyone clapped for them. And they got it. And if you had made one sale, you rang a little bell. There was 3 bells. And the third one guy made 3 sales. He had this huge 25-pound bell that he was ringing. I'm sitting there like, this is the most amazing material I've ever come across in my life. But
I'm going to use this.
I'm going to use this. Next topic.
Oh boy.
Shows that your wife watches or your girlfriend that you can't stand.
I thought it was the other one.
Tank.
Summer House.
Summer House, Bravo.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one is it? It's
Below Deck.
either Below Deck or Summer House. Yeah.
That's true.
I've only heard of
Everything
that.
on Bravo.
Everything on Bravo. Dear Bravo, Dom's not interested.
But Dom is interested
No,
in
he is
creating his own show for Bravo.
Yeah. Unless.
Disclaimer. Tank, what do you got happen to your house?
Tank and I will create a show.
Yeah.
On Bravo.
On Bravo.
Yeah. A buddy cop drama.
The Cue Balls.
The Cuba.
Cue balls on
My wife this is bizarre to me because my wife just finished watching all 9 seasons of The Vampire Diaries.
Oh.
And in season 2, she started talking about how much she hated it.
What?
But kept going with it. Kept going with it, right?
9 fucking seasons.
Here's what happens.
That's commitment, man.
No, it's not commitment. It's psychosis, dude.
It is. It's total psychosis. They develop a personal relationship to the show. Once they get in, even when it gets bad, they still have
When
this
it gets
personal relationship.
bad.
No,
It's
for
bad
me
from
it's
day
bad.
one.
For me it's bad from the start.
Yeah.
But it's like they have this emotional connection as if they're like in the writing room with them. It's like it's very interesting. They'll keep watching. And it's
Women, my friend Dave is married, and he used to go to this restaurant with his wife, and she would order the same thing every time she went, and she hated it every single time she went. And he used to complain to me about her complaining about her food, and I'd be like, listen, either you gotta like stop going with her, or we can't be friends anymore. I can't listen to you complain about her complaining
hate
about
that.
the food.
I hate when people complain about the same shit.
Don't let her complain about the food, or don't let her order it, or say you don't want to go there anymore.
Here's what I hate the
my
most.
God.
When somebody keeps complaining about the same shit and you give them advice and they don't take the advice
Keep doing
and
the
they
same
keep
shit.
So you're at the point where why are you still telling me this?
Yeah.
You love it.
How do you get out of that cycle? That's the,
I don't know.
They love it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
love to have the pain.
they love to bitch.
Hi, I'd like to order the pain.
This
sandwich.
is not every wife. Let's just
No,
say
no,
we should-
no.
No, it's-
and most of
not
our
every
wives
wife.
are
Our
great.
wives, no.
You know, they're fantastic people, but we just have a little bit of a difference when it
Right.
comes to television programming
Yes.
and perhaps restaurants. My wife is a big sharer. We go to a restaurant.
It's every
I
wife.
know that for every fourth restaurant we go to, I know that at least one I have to say you can go ahead and pick 2 items and we'll share it. And then if I hate them both, the next time I know that I'm just going to order my own thing. It's like, but it's a buffer. They love to share. You know, they're big on the sharing. But again, sometimes I see the lamb ossobuco on special. I'm like, when am I going to see a lamb shank ossobuco on special again? Yeah. Don't deprive me of this experience right now.
Dude, when I used to-
ribeye. These are rare things.
Yeah.
When I used to wait tables, I'd see a wife ask a husband what he was going to order, and I'd be like, what does it fucking matter what he's going to order?
Yeah.
Let him eat what he's going to eat.
Why does
Yeah.
it matter?
He's going to eat with his mouth. You eat with your mouth. Stop.
Yeah, I agree.
Control.
I agree.
Pat, show that your wife watches?
Honestly,
He's scared.
He's like, I separate myself. We're like 2 ships passing tonight. He's like, I see her as often as I see my teenage
Once
son.
it's TV time, we go our separate ways. She came in the room the other day. I was watching Sons of Sam, right? And she comes and goes, "Oh, you're watching something light again."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like.
Nah.
And so my last question I'll ask for the our topic for the for the round table
Whoa.
will be.
This is all the good stuff.
There's several. I know you want to get to them, but I will say this.
We'll do quick. I'll stop
Yeah.
talking.
All right, I'll say this. People who don't lock the bathroom door. When you're at a party or you're somewhere else in a public place, when you walk into that bathroom and somebody's in there and they haven't locked the door, like why are people not locking the bathroom door at a party? Is this a weird thing to anybody else but me?
I was at a house
I never
party.
even thought about that.
It can,
Oh,
it
my
can
God.
only be that they forgot.
Yeah.
No, I've
Yeah.
walked into
Several times.
several people that I did not want to walk in on.
Probably when it's a home, they probably think it's their house.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Or they thought they locked it.
No, there's like my party bathrooms things are pretty rough with people not locking the doors. You walk in like if I'm at a friend's house and all of a sudden, you know, my friend's mother-in-law is the one I walk in on in the bathroom and I'm like, well, there's no unringing that bell. Like this is like this just happened. That's a problem. And another time
That's a picture
I was
that will
online
Because they
bathrooms.
assume that if the door is closed, you would knock.
Who not?
Yeah, maybe
Lock the
maybe
door. I
you're the
assume
problem.
you're locking the door. You know, maybe I'm
But
the
if
problem.
the door, if it was available, the door would be open.
But you know, sometimes you do the knock and walk.
I don't know.
Sometimes you give a double knock and open at the same time. The double knock and open. You know, I tell you, this one time I was at my friend had a
Yeah, but
party.
here's the problem with the double
story.
knock. The double knock,
I get
and
one
you,
story.
why do you need to open the door if the door is closed? Why don't you wait for someone to answer when you knock?
He's got to go.
If you gotta go.
Lock
But the door is
door.
closed.
But why are we not
Might have
locking
to
doors?
really go.
Well, I just don't understand what
To
we're
hurry
not
up,
locking
kind
doors.
of knock.
The only
Wait, so
other-
if that door, if that's a bathroom and that's closed right there, you don't think somebody's in there?
No, you open the
No,
door.
I turn the knob.
Why would
I
you open the door?
Because I know.
normal
no,
people
you know what
knock
happens?
when
You know what
they
happens?
pee.
If I go to open the door and it stops, guess what? I sit back and I wait like
You
a
wait in
gentleman.
front of the door?
I know. I wait. I wait
I
for it
leave.
to open.
If
You
I
leave.
leave-
No,
He-
I
he
think you're
goes
wrong.
outside.
I
I
leave
think you're
too.
right. No.
Man, listen, no.
I don't want you to have to walk
I
past
twist.
me.
If
No,
I was
that's
at
weird.
your house, if I was at your house,
Go in.
okay, if I was at your house and I'm Karen, I gotta go to the bathroom, and
Just like that.
I gotta go to the bathroom, and I go to the bathroom, and I see that the door is closed.
You're just gonna sit there?
I'm gonna knock.
Yeah, no.
I'm
But
not
what if-
gonna go open the door
What
if
if
the
someone's
door is
shy?
closed.
What if someone's shy and they don't want to go? I'm in here.
Yeah, that's even weirder. when
Yeah,
you're
but
not-
that not.
What if you're like
the-
mid
the-
dump and you gotta say, I'm in here!
You know you're going to a bathroom. Hold on a second. You know
I
you're
do
going to a
that.
bathroom. If the door is close to a bathroom, you have to assume somebody's inside.
No, I did not
Come
assume
on,
at all.
man.
I don't know
I
that.
assume the bathroom door is closed, so they don't want little kids wandering in there. Okay. the
And what are they
bathroom-
gonna do? Drown in the fucking toilet bowl?
If they're two, maybe. I mean,
Come
some
on.
kids are. Well,
Stick your
anyway,
head in.
if you haven't been in our family, some
Knock
kids-
on the door.
And knock on the door.
From now on, I will not.
And you
Listen,
won't. You knock on the door and you will not walk in on anybody. I guarantee.
Kieran,
you.
knock twice, wait, and then knock again and say, "Is anybody in there?"
Oh, who has time for that?
No, if you knock, someone say, "Hey, I'm in here."
That's
That's it.
That's it.
I was at a party once, house party, my friend Corey's house, and
So what's the topic?
I got
Shitting.
Shitting?
I got a little tipsy. I went to the-
Laboratory experiences.
I went to the powder room. He had pocket doors, but I didn't know. I thought there was no doors on their bathrooms. I was like, what are these freaks, man? They got no doors on their bathrooms. So I peed out there.
Freaks.
Question should be, what happens when you go
What's with this
to the
utopian
bathroom and there's no
society?
toilet paper and it's not your house?
Bunch of bohemians.
So I
you know.
peed
That's
in the-
I have a thing where I
You get it?
Cut
No
tissues?
backup toilet paper.
I
That's another
fantasize
thing.
sometimes about being a woman just so I can ask for toilet paper without everyone having to know that I have to shit.
Yeah, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. There's only one thing happening if you ask for toilet paper.
Yeah.
But a woman, it could be anything.
Well, it could be
two, or
one of
three.
two things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three.
It's three. Oh,
Could be
three. That's,
We ready to shoot this thing?
yeah. Hey.
Wait.
This was
What?
wait.
Dogecoin, what's going on?
Oh my god.
Oh, you want to talk crypto?
Oh Jesus.
Alright,
Oh my god.
5:30 left.
Oh my god! Hey,
I got
this
some
was
coins. I need
this was great, Tank. Thank you much.
Tank,
This
Thank
has
you
been-
for having me.
thanks for coming on the den, man.
Making dreams
coming
come
in the
true.
den.
Coming in the
in the
den.
den.
He's actually in the
The
den.
first guest to come in the
Oh,
den.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
den. How do you even say? There you go. There you go. Outstanding. Well done.